How you going? Rick Neuenhoven here again with another 3-minute video. I hope everyone's really well, and I just posted up the podcast with Dan Quiggle. Thanks Dan for coming on, so make sure you check that out at 5% to Greatness. It was a great interview on leadership. So today I wanted to talk about setting yourself up for success in relation to achieving bigger goals. So the analogy I wanted to use was when I was at university, when you're actually doing something, it actually feels like, or when you look forward to the end goal, it actually looks like and feels like it's going to take a long time. So to give you an example, I was doing a 3-year degree, and when I started, it was, oh my God, this is going to take forever. If you stop thinking about the end of the 3rd year and what's going to happen, and you just start concentrating on the doing, what happens is by the time you get to that end point of the 3rd year, you actually look back and go, geez, time actually went really quickly. So the problem is sometimes we look too far in advance of where we want to go instead of just looking at incremental steps. So another example I can give you as well, as Blake's looking at me going, got another one, I thought we're just ending this early, right? Another one was many moons ago when I was 18, so 25 years ago. Back in the day, yeah, thanks for your contribution. My father actually nominated me to do the city debate, so I had 2 months to actually prepare to run the city debate. So funny enough, I never really even ran, so I think the furthest I ran is 500 metres. So what happened is I thought, shit, I'm going to do it, so I better start running. So what I ended up doing was running 5Ks 4 times a week. And I did that for a 2-month period. So the longest I'd run come to the city debate was actually 5 kilometres, and the city debate in Adelaide is actually a 12-kilometre fun run. So that was a massive challenge for me, something new. So as I started the run, I thought about the 12-kilometre mark, and I just thought, my God, this journey is huge. How am I going to do this? I've only run 5Ks. So what happened is every kilometre, they'd have a sign on the post, 1 kilometre, 2 kilometre, 3 kilometre. And so I'd tick them off. And so then I got to the 5-kilometre mark, which was my furthest distance I'd run. My legs were starting to burn, and I was thinking, I'm going to quit, right? 12Ks, too far. So what I did is I broke it down, and I actually said to myself, I'll go to the 6K mark, and then I'll stop, right? I got to the 6K mark, my legs weren't feeling too bad. So I said, all right, well, let's go 1 more K. And I got to the 7-kilometre mark. Instead of looking at the 12, I looked at the 7. Then I got to the 8K mark, and then I started telling myself, another 4Ks, that's a long way to go, except for the fact I've done 2/3, I've already gone 3 kilometres past, so let's go a little bit more. So what I did is I actually got to the 9, and then the 10, I'm sure you're getting the story, and then the 11. And then I went really stupid once I got to the 11, and then everyone was there supporting. I started to sprint to the finish line, which was the biggest mistake of my life, because once I got to the finish line, I dry reached for about 2 minutes, and I was in agony. Excuse me. But the moral of the story is, if we keep looking to the end point when we start, that journey becomes increasingly difficult, compared to if we just take one step at a time and move forward and think about the task at hand instead of the end date. Once we get there, it's not that bad, and we look back and we made it pretty easy. Hope you enjoyed the 3 minutes and 53 seconds or whatever it is. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.